learning to let go to understand people and life. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mind Podcast, Buddhism. Have you ever wondered why some people make all kinds of promises when things are hard, yet vanish when you stumble? Why some words sound sweet as honey, but hide a dagger inside? Why someone always seems kind, yet the moment they have a chance, they are ready to take advantage of you? Life is like a game of chess. Not everyone standing before you is an ally, and not everyone who smiles at you truly cherishes you. A stranger may hurt you once, but those closest to you can wound you most deeply. A wise person is not someone who suspects everyone, but someone who looks into the essence of things and sees through people. Not to judge, not to hate, but to avoid placing trust in the wrong place, to keep the heart at peace, and to spare oneself needless suffering in this life. Seeing through does not mean exposing. Know but do not speak, understand but do not blame. Quietly adjust your own heart, and keep just enough distance so you are not dragged into gossip, so you can live a calm life. Today, the wisdom of the ancients invites you to explore 10 ways to see through people and the ways of the world, lessons from 1,000 years ago that still hold their value in this turbulent age. Listen, feel, and apply them skillfully, because understanding others is also a way to protect yourself. Words can be false. Actions do not know how to lie. Language is the easiest thing to create. A promise can be uttered in a blink. A fine sentence can stir the heart. But words can be false. Actions cannot. Someone may speak of loving you deeply, but will they stay when things get hard? A person may promise never to leave, but when storms break, will they hold your hand? In the end, words are only passing breath. They may be true, but they may also be like petals in the wind, beautiful yet easily scattered. Only actions reflect the real person. The trustworthy are not the ones who talk much, but the ones who do much. Someone who does not need to promise, yet shows up when you need them. Someone who does not need to say, "I will help," yet lifts you up when you are in pain. Everyone has met people who speak beautifully and do nothing. They promise everything, paint a brilliant future, and never follow through. In contrast, there are quiet, sparing souls whose every deed carries genuine kindness. People say that honeyed words can be deadly, flowery speech can intoxicate, but it can also become a double-edged blade that traps you in illusions. The world is not short of those skilled at promising, but very few know how to keep their word. The trustworthy are not those who talk a lot, but those who quietly do the work even when no one is watching. Like water that runs silently yet steadily, a brook never boasts that it will water the fields, but day after day it flows and sustains life. A rain shower never vows to make the soil fertile, yet when it falls, it revives the trees. And the wind, can it say, "I will stay"? In the next instant it has already blown elsewhere. So it is with life. Do not only listen to words, look at actions. The one who truly loves you is not the one who keeps saying, "I love you," but the one who remembers which tea you like, pulls the blanket over you when you are cold, and stays by your side when you are exhausted. The one truly worth your trust is not the one who swears they will never leave, but the one who says nothing and is still there when you need them. Learn to observe and feel instead of merely listening. We are easily swept away by fine words. Someone comes to you with sweetness and you are moved. Someone paints bright visions and you readily believe. But have you ever asked yourself whether they have actually done anything? When someone tells you they are a good person, do not rush to believe it. Look at how they treat others. When someone vows to stay by your side forever, do not be carried away. Let time answer. Words can be false, but actions do not know how to lie. 2. When hardship comes, those who are sincere will appear on their own. In happy times, anyone can be by our side. When we succeed, we are surrounded by congratulations, handshakes, and friendly smiles. But stumble once and see. You will know who is truly sincere with you. Life is like a banquet. When the table overflows with delicacies, everyone wants a seat. When the feast ends and the wine runs dry, those who remain are the ones to cherish. The sincere do not need to be called. They will come on their own. Some people will quietly walk away when you are in trouble, without a goodbye, without asking a single question. They once laughed with you and patted your shoulder, but when you fall on hard times, they act as if they never knew you. Yet there are others who show up without your saying a word. Not to scold you, not to interrogate you, but to help you stand. It might be an old friend you have not seen in years who messages, "Are you okay? If you need me, I can help." It might be a sibling who never says anything flowery, but when you are cornered, they arrive and say, "Lean on me for a while." Those who are sincere will appear without being called. Hardship tests the human heart. People say that in adversity you learn who is a true friend and who is not, and that saying is never wrong. You may have hundreds or thousands of connections, but when you stumble, those who truly remain may fit on the fingers of one hand, and those are the ones worth cherishing. Remember this: do not grieve over those who left, because they were never meant to be in your life. Do not blame those who turned away, for thanks to them, you can see the worth of those who are sincere. Just as gold must pass through fire to reveal what is genuine, human feeling must pass through trials to show who is true. Never forget those who once helped you. If one day you succeed again, if one day you stand firm after the storm, do not forget those who stayed when you were hurting most. Do not forget the one who lent you money when you were struggling. Do not forget the one who listened when the world turned its back. Do not forget the one who reached out when you thought no one remained. They do not need material repayment or daily thanks. The one thing you can do is cherish them. Keep them close, and if you can, be there for them when they too need a shoulder. In this life, money can be earned again, fame can be rebuilt, but a sincere heart is hard to find. When you have lost everything, the ones who remain are everything. There is a beautiful saying: amid the vast sea of people, the one who stays when your boat is about to sink is a true kindred spirit. People may come and go, but those who remain are the ones worthy of your cherishing. So when hardship comes, do not blame fate. Do not grieve over those who have left. Look toward the ones who are still with you, because they are the ones who are truly sincere with you. Money is a test of character. Money is not bad, nor is it good. It is only a piece of paper to which people assign value. Strangely, money can change a person, or more precisely, it reveals who they really are. In poverty, anyone can appear humble and modest. When money is in hand, how they treat others tells the whole story. With money comes the power to choose how to live. People often say that when you have no money, you can only be yourself, but when you have money, you learn who you truly are. Money does not only buy material things, it also buys the chance to show yourself. Some people, once wealthy, become arrogant and look down on those who once shared hardship with them. They forget the simple meals, they forget the difficult days. Others, when they become wealthy, grow more generous. They remember those who helped them and willingly reach out to those who struggle as they once did. The same amount of money is used by one person to do good and by another to display power. Money does not change a person's nature. It only makes that nature clearer. How someone treats you when they have money says everything. Have you ever seen a person change completely after making money? In the past, they were a sincere friend, sharing a packet of noodles with you and listening to your troubles. Once they have money, they no longer have time for you. They seek luxurious places and glittering connections. You become a part of the past they would rather not mention. On the other hand, some people, rich or poor, keep their nature unchanged. They do not see money as what determines human worth. They still value sincere affection, still live simply, still remember those who stood with them in hard times. How a person treats you when they are wealthy is the most accurate measure of their character. Money is only a tool. Do not let it become your master. The wise use money to live better, to help more, to experience more. The foolish let money make them slaves to desire and selfishness. In the Buddhist scriptures, it is said that wealth is like flowing water. If the mind is unmoved, money is only a means, but if the mind is greedy, money will sweep away morality. We need money to live, but we should not live only for money. Money can buy a house, but not a home. Money can buy attention, but not respect. Money can buy sweet words, but not sincerity. Only when we use money rightly will we keep it from dimming our character. Those who have money but lack character will eventually lose everything. With money but without compassion, money will not keep people by your side. Those who use money to belittle others will one day be left lonely by that very money. Those who trade away their ethics for money will pay a price. By contrast, those who have money and keep a kind heart, who share, who honor those who once helped them, will grow richer and richer, not only in material terms, but also in affection and righteousness. Money is a test, but the human heart is the answer. You can earn a lot of money, but you cannot buy character. When someone becomes rich, observe them. Notice how they treat old friends, whether they help or turn their backs on those who once walked with them, whether they see money as a tool or as everything. All of this will show you who they are. The same is true for you. No matter how much money you may have one day, remember that money is only a test. The heart is what matters most. Envy often hides behind a fake smile. Not everyone who smiles at you is sincere. Not everyone who congratulates you truly wants you to succeed. Some look at you with gentle eyes while envy grows inside. Praises may ring out while jealousy lurks behind them. Envy is a smoldering flame in the human heart. It is a strange emotion. It is not loud or public, but it slips quietly into the mind and makes people uneasy when they see others happy. People can pretend to be glad when you succeed, yet deep inside they may be waiting for you to fail. It is like a flower blooming in a garden. Other flowers may praise its beauty, but how many are truly sincere, and how many secretly hope it will wither? Not everyone is happy when you shine. Life is like a stage. When you are dim, no one pays attention. When you step into the light, some applaud while others wait for you to stumble. Pay attention to the congratulations. Some people are truly sincere. They rejoice in your success and hope you keep getting better. Others smile on the surface while feeling uneasy inside. Those who truly care for you always want you to rise. They do not need you to be lesser than them to feel secure. The envious are different. They feel comfortable only when you remain behind them. How do you recognize a fake smile? They will not say outright that they envy you, but you can feel it in their eyes and in how they treat you. When you are in trouble, they do not help. When you succeed, they suddenly appear and act close. When you share your joy, they force a smile, but their eyes show no empathy. They praise you, then add a line that unsettles you, such as, "You just got lucky," or "Let us see how long you can keep it." Those who truly rejoice for you will not speak like that. They are sincere and do not need to hide. Jealousy only makes a person smaller. Envy is natural and everyone has felt it, but some let it control them while others learn to rise above it. The wise know that another's light does not make their own dimmer. The mature understand that comparing yourself to others only makes your heart more anxious. The Buddha taught that jealousy is a flame that burns away your own happiness. You cannot stop others from envying you, but you can choose not to be affected by it. Do not let their jealousy disturb your heart. Life is for moving forward, not for fearing the gaze of others. Instead of worrying about who envies you, focus on living better each day. You do not need to please people who are not sincere with you. You do not need to hold yourself back just to make someone else comfortable. Live brightly like a flower under the open sky. Those who love flowers will cherish it. Those who envy cannot do anything about it. Beyond standing there watching you shine, those who habitually speak ill of others will sooner or later speak ill of you. Some people smile to your face, yet whisper venomous words behind another's back. Some badmouth one person today and belittle another tomorrow. Do you think you are the exception? You are not. One day you too will become the subject of their stories. Words are a double-edged blade. Words wound people most easily. You cannot see them or touch them, yet they can cut deeper than the sharpest knife. When someone comes to you carrying tales full of judgment and slander about others, do not rush to believe them. What they tell you today, tomorrow they may tell about you to someone else. Those who love to malign others do not know how to keep a secret. Those who relish picking at others' faults will sooner or later pick at yours. They are like a yellow leaf fallen into a stream, swept away by the current of endless gossip. Do not let your story become fodder for the crowd. Some things are best kept in your heart. Some sorrows do not need to be laid bare to everyone. When you see someone who likes to judge others, be cautious, for they are not only talking about others, they are also observing you, waiting for a moment to turn your life into a topic for public chatter. The wise do not hastily believe whispers behind another's back. Those who understand life do not easily open their hearts to people who make a habit of digging up others' affairs, because one day, when you are not there, they will use those same words to talk about you. We all carry the dust of life, but not everyone scatters it onto others. No one is perfect. Everyone has mistakes and moments of misstep. Decent people do not turn others' errors into entertainment. Those who love to speak ill are like travelers who constantly shake dirt onto others to hide their own uncleanliness. Those who understand choose silence. because they know that laughing at another's faults today may mean stumbling themselves tomorrow. Choose your friends carefully and choose wisely whom to trust. In life, some stay beside us when we are happy but leave when hardship comes. Some are close today and strangers tomorrow. Watch how a person speaks about others to know what kind of person they are. Someone who likes to speak ill of one person will soon enjoy speaking ill of many, and when there is no one left to criticize, they will speak about you. Do not let yourself become a victim of idle talk. Do not place your kindness in the wrong hands, for once you step into their story, it is hard to get out. The greatest distance is not geography, but the human heart. Some stand right beside you, yet their souls are miles away. Others are separated by oceans, yet are present in your every thought and feeling. The distance between people has never been measured by geography. It is measured by understanding, sincerity, and the invisible connection between two souls. Near yet far, far yet near. Some relationships see each other daily, yet there is nothing to say. Eyes pass each other indifferently, conversations reduced to bland pleasantries. Under the same roof, at the same table, yet hearts no longer belong to one another. Others are oceans apart, yet a single message or a hurried call can warm the heart. Long apart, yet still remembering each other's habits and likes. Few words are needed, yet they still sense whether the other is joyful or sad. Some who were once very close become strangers. Others who are not often together never grow distant. Distance does not kill a relationship, indifference does. Many think that frequent meetings prove a bond is strong, but true strength lies in the depth of care, not the frequency of encounters. A person who checks on you despite being busy is more precious than someone always nearby who never listens. Someone who appears rarely yet is there when you need them is worth more than someone constantly at your side who is indifferent. Real distance is not measured in kilometers, it is measured in neglect. When people stop caring, even standing side by side, they are as strangers. True affection does not need to be gripped tightly, it only needs sincerity. If someone wants to leave, you cannot hold them. If someone wants to stay, no matter the distance, they will find a way back. Human relationships are like an invisible thread. The tighter you pull, the easier it snaps. The more you force it, the looser it becomes. A lasting bond does not come from forcing someone to stay, but from sincerity on both sides. Those who are genuine toward you will face your way even from afar. Those whose hearts have run dry, even when right before you, are but a passing breeze. Cherish those who remember you even when they are not near. Not everyone has the patience to sustain a long relationship. Not everyone has the sincerity to think of you when there is no reason to do so. Treasure those who remember you though you seldom meet. Do not lose those who do not ask often yet quietly care. In the end, a lasting relationship is not about how often you meet, but about always carrying each other in your hearts wherever you are. Do not judge anyone by appearance. Someone dressed in finery is not necessarily wealthy. Someone simple is not necessarily ordinary. Outward looks are only a coat worn over a person, while true nature is what defines them. Clothes do not make a monk. People are often deceived by appearances. They see an expensive suit and assume success. They see worn sandals and pass by without a thought. Wealth or poverty cannot be seen with the eyes. Kindness and compassion cannot be measured by clothes, vehicles, or social status. Some always appear dazzling, yet their souls are hollow. They love to show off, to flaunt, yet live shallowly and coldly toward others. Others dress simply, yet carry much goodness within. They quietly help others, needing no recognition and seeking no praise. The greatest people are often so humble that you hardly notice them. Character cannot be measured by outward things. True virtue is not found in flowery speech, but in how one treats those weaker than oneself. A person who treats the poor with respect displays a worthy character. A wealthy person who despises others is poor in spirit. Having money does not guarantee refinement, and poverty does not guarantee base character. Refinement lies in how one lives and treats the world. A person may have nothing in hand, yet with a noble character, they still deserve respect. Conversely, a person who holds power yet lives selfishly and cruelly is no better than the lowliest of the low. The glitter on the outside is only a shell that will fade with time. The most precious part of a person cannot be seen with the eyes. A kind heart is not found in fine clothes. Noble character is not found in a luxury car. Sincerity and compassion cannot be flaunted and cannot be faked. If you want to know whether someone is good, look at how they live and how they treat others. Look at how they treat those who can bring them no benefit. Truly good people, whoever and wherever they are, treat others with sincerity. Appearances can deceive, but character does not. Some look gentle, yet are deep and calculating. Some seem blunt, yet are full of compassion. Do not rush to judge at first glance. Let time reveal who they truly are. Appearances may change, but character does not. In the end, the most valuable thing in a person is not what the eyes can see, but what the heart can feel. Words spoken when drunk and actions taken in anger are the most honest. There are things one does not dare say when sober that slip out when drunk. There are feelings long hidden that flare up when angry. People often live behind masks. By day they follow social rules, say what should be said, and do what should be done. When alcohol blurs reason or anger sweeps away restraint, their real self appears. Alcohol is a mirror that reflects the heart. The drunken are poor liars. They stop keeping up appearances and stop hiding. What they say then, whether love or resentment, comes from deep within. Some are cold and distant when sober, yet when drunk they suddenly remember someone, call a name, and say things they would never confess otherwise. That is because a corner of their heart still belongs to that person, only they do not dare face it. Others speak sweetly and kindly when sober, but when the drink floods and they spit out bitterness and spite, those are the feelings they have hidden all along. Alcohol does not change anyone. It only reveals who they are. Anger is a test of character. An angry person is bad at hiding. When emotion surges and reason retreats, the true nature is exposed. Some, when angry, fall silent and choose to walk away, because they know words at that moment are like knives that can wound others and themselves. That is a person with self-cultivation. Others, when angry, lash out with their hands and their tongues, ready to hurt the person before them. They say it was just in the heat of the moment, but in truth those are thoughts they have held for a long time and only lack the chance to voice. Anger is like a fire that burns away the mask people wear. Words when drunk and actions when angry measure the human heart. If you want to know whether someone truly cares about you, see whom they remember when they are drunk. If you want to know how much respect they have for you, look at how they treat you when they are angry. Some, even drunk, remain composed, and even angry, do not harm others. That is a beautiful soul. Others drunk are full of lies, and angry, they pour their fury onto the weaker. That is someone you should avoid. The human heart is as deep as the sea. Some things cannot be seen with the eyes, but if you are observant you will recognize everything through how people behave at two moments, when drunk and when angry. Those who like to boast often have little to hold. People boast when they fear losing, and they show off when they do not truly possess. The more insecure a person is inside, the more they try to build a dazzling outer shell. The emptier the soul, the more it tries to fill the void with fancy words. The strong do not need to prove themselves. The rich do not need to show off. Deep rivers are never noisy. The wise seldom boast. Those who are truly wealthy do not need to wave money around, because they know value is not the assets displayed online, but the peace in the heart. Those who are truly strong do not always display power, because they know real power comes not from bluster, but from calm and steadiness. Only the insecure feel the need to brag. A bird does not need to sing loudly to prove it can fly. Those with steady inner strength do not need to rattle off their achievements to affirm themselves. The less confident a person is, the more they want to seem superior to others. They use material things and fame to fill the fear of their own ordinariness. What they fear most is that without those things they would be nothing. Those who understand their own worth do not rush to show it to the world, because they know what is truly valuable needs no display. True worth is not in words, but in the way one lives. A precious gem does not need gaudy light to shine. A sage does not need glittering titles to be respected. The worthy do not need anyone's praise. The truly rich are those not ruled by possessions. When you have real value, the world will recognize it on its own. No need to say it. No need to show it off. Everything in life has its reason. No one appears in your life for nothing. Everyone who comes and goes leaves a mark. Some bring joy. Some bring sorrow. Some stay for a long time. Some pass like the wind. All of them have a reason. They come to teach you something. Some enter our lives like brilliant sunlight. They bring love and happy days and make us believe in beauty. Others come like a storm. They hurt us and leave us in tears, yet they teach us how to be strong and how to stand up after a fall. No one shows up by accident. They come to teach a lesson, gentle or painful. People leave when their role is complete. No one can stay with us forever. Even the most important people must one day go. Some leave because the bond has run its course. Some leave because they have their own road to travel. Do not resent and do not cling. If they belong with us, they will not leave. If they have left, it means their role in our life has ended, like a book with chapters that open and chapters that must close. Clinging only breaks our own heart. Cherish what remains and move on. Every meeting has meaning, whether brief or long, joyful or painful. Be grateful for those who came. Smile at those who left. Life is a river. What needs to come will come. What needs to go, let it go. Accept with calm and continue your journey. Seeing through the ways of the world does not mean becoming cold or losing faith in people. On the contrary, it is maturity. You understand that not everyone is bad, but not everyone is good. Not every word is trustworthy, but not everyone who lies is heartless. This world is endlessly varied. Everyone has a story and a perspective of their own. Someone may be good to you, but that does not mean they are good to everyone. Someone may hurt you, but that does not make them evil. Everything has its reason. Be kind, but do not be naive. Being a good person does not mean letting others take advantage of you. Kindness needs wisdom. Affection needs boundaries. Help when you can, but do not forget to protect yourself. Be sincere, but do not let your sincerity turn into a debt others take for granted. Kindness is a choice, not an obligation. You do not need to please everyone. Keep a calm heart amid all changes. Life is impermanent. People come and go, bonds form and dissolve. Today may bring smiles, tomorrow may bring tears. What matters most is not what happens, but how you receive it. Keep your mind at ease through every upheaval. Do not rejoice too much when you gain. Do not grieve too much when you lose. Do not crave too much, and do not resent for too long. In this way, each day passes gently. Thank you for taking the time to watch and accompany the wisdom of the ancients. Every view, every comment, every share from you is the motivation for us to continue spreading the profound values of human philosophy, moral living, and the enlightened thought of those who came before us. In the hurried current of modern life, sometimes we need to pause and listen to old lessons that have never lost their worth. Some things slip from our hands the tighter we cling. Some people go farther away the more we try to hold them back. But have you ever asked yourself, is letting go a loss, or is it a way to find yourself again? When a leaf leaves the branch, it is not an end. It is the beginning of a new journey. A wave cannot hold the whole sea, yet it forever belongs to the vast ocean. The sun setting does not sink into darkness. It does so to rise brighter tomorrow. In life, some things must leave to make room for what is new. Some people must part from us to make space for those who truly belong. Learning to let go is learning to love yourself, to cherish what remains, and to open your heart to better things. You cannot keep hold of a hand that wants to let go, nor can you force a bird to stay if the open sky is its home. Instead of clinging, try loosening your grip. Perhaps what you lose is precisely what you never truly needed, and what you thought was lost is how you find a more peaceful version of yourself. Letting go is not losing. It is lightening and freeing yourself. There was a small bird that lived for many years in a splendid golden cage. It believed that was home, the only place it belonged. One day the cage door opened. It stood still and did not fly out. It feared the sky was too wide, freedom too vast. It did not know where it would go. So it chose to stay, because even though the door was open, fear had become another cage imprisoning it from within. And you? Have you ever felt like that little bird? Some things we think are safe are actually shackles. Some places we think are home are merely limits we dare not cross. We cling to the familiar out of fear of loss, hurt, and loneliness. But ask yourself, is what you are holding truly happiness, or just a beautiful cage that imprisons you? Is what you fear letting go of really worth keeping, or just a habit that makes you forget you deserve better? Sometimes the door is already open, but only when you are brave enough to spread your wings will you know how far you can fly. We fear loneliness and pain, and we fear that if we let go, nothing will remain. But what hurts us is not the loss. It is clinging to what no longer belongs to us. Many of us have felt it. Holding on to a cracked relationship because we fear facing the emptiness inside. Clinging to a job that no longer excites us because we fear starting over. Keeping old memories, old habits, and people who have left because we refuse to admit things have changed. But that clinging does not make us happier. It makes us weary, heartsore, and lost in our own lives. We often fear letting go because we think it means losing. In truth, letting go is not losing. It is creating space for the new. Do you remember the last time you cleaned out your closet? Some clothes you no longer wear still sit there because you think, maybe I'll need them someday. The more you keep the old, the more crowded the closet becomes, and there is no room for anything new. Life is the same. You cannot welcome good things if you keep clutching what has grown old. Some people enter our lives, bring happiness, and then leave. Some phases once made us shine, but must end. Some things we once loved no longer suit us over time. Everything has its reason and its season. When that time has passed, let it go. Letting go may be hard. You may need a long time to grow used to the empty space. Yet one day you will find everything lighter, your heart more at peace, and yourself ready to receive the new. Letting go is not an ending. It is the beginning of a new journey, a new version of you. So if something no longer belongs to you, do not fear releasing it. Perhaps in the moment you loosen your grip, you truly find yourself again. Have you ever stood before a closed door and felt as though the world had collapsed? After a broken relationship, a lost opportunity, an unfinished dream? We despair, we are confused, we do not know where to go, because we think only that door leads to happiness. But ask yourself, what would happen if you stopped staring at the door that is shut? If you turned around, you might see many other paths nearby, roads you have never taken. Letting go does not mean losing everything. It means making space for what is new to enter. Do you remember the last time you reorganized your life? There were old things you no longer needed, yet you kept them out of nostalgia. Only when you bravely cleared them out did you realize that empty space was the chance to refresh everything. The soul is the same. To welcome what is good, we must be brave enough to let go of what no longer fits. Look at the autumn leaves. They fall not because the tree has ceased to love them, but because winter must come, making room for new green shoots. Life is the same. Every departure carries meaning. Every loss opens a new path. So if you are grieving something, if a door in your life has just closed, do not stand there knocking on the past. Turn around, open your heart, and look ahead. Who knows? Perhaps right now a new horizon is waiting for you to step into it. Have you ever wondered why someone once so close could one day drift away? Why relationships we thought would last forever sometimes end up as memories? We often think that when someone leaves it is because we were not good enough or important enough to them. But the truth is different. Some people do not come to walk with us all our lives. They are companions for a stretch of the road, like passengers on the train of life. Some board at the same station and travel alongside us for a while. Some sit beside us long enough to become familiar, then step off when they reach their stop. No matter how we try to hold them back, they must go. That does not mean they were unimportant. They brought us lessons, beautiful moments, and memories we will always cherish. And when they leave, it is not a final period. It is part of life's natural flow. Do you remember learning to ride a bicycle for the first time? Perhaps someone walked beside you, steadying you, helping you balance. But there came a moment when they let go, not because they did not care, but because they knew it was time for you to stand on your own. People in our lives are like that. They arrive when we need them, and they leave when we are strong enough to continue alone. Yet we often suffer over partings. We blame, we torment ourselves, we even turn back to cling, only to realize that some things slip further away the tighter we hold, because not everyone is meant for our journey. Some come to teach us love, some to show us the value of hurt, some to make us appreciate what we already have, and some appear to teach us a single lesson, that sometimes letting go is also a form of love. Think about it. Can you keep a flower forever? However tenderly you hold it, it will still fade. But if you let it fall to the soil, it becomes a seed for something new. Feelings are like that. Keeping is not always best. When a relationship has reached its end, let it go, because sometimes distance is not a period but a chance for both to find their own paths. If someone was once an important part of your life, be grateful for what they brought and cherish what you shared. And if one day they leave, smile. At least they were there. Life is a long journey, and not everyone will walk with us to the very end. Have you ever asked why the strongest people are often those who have suffered the most? Why do wounds from the past make us grow instead of collapse? Because pain, when seen rightly, is not a burden, it is a lesson. Sadly, most of us fear pain. We avoid it, deny it, and treat it as misfortune, a wound that can never heal. The truth is that losses, hurts, and the things that knock us down today are what help us mature tomorrow. Look back. Weren't your most painful times also when you learned the most? Didn't those who hurt you help you see who was sincere and who was not? Didn't losses teach you to value what you have? Pain does not come to destroy us. It comes to teach us to be stronger. Consider a sword. To become sharp, it must endure thousands of hammer blows and countless firings in the heat. We are the same. The pains you are bearing are forging you into something stronger and more resilient. The problem is that we often fail to see this. We let pain become chains. We cling to the past, chew on our wounds, and drown ourselves in negative thoughts. We forget that what hurts us is not the loss itself, but the clinging to what no longer belongs to us. There is a story. An unknowing man gripped a thorny rope. The tighter he squeezed, the more it hurt, yet he would not let go, thinking that with a little more effort he might hold on to something precious. Only when his hand bled did he realize that it was the clinging itself that was injuring him. We are the same. We cling to the past, refuse to accept change, and believe that letting go means losing everything. Yet sometimes, only when we release do we truly find freedom. Happiness does not lie in holding on. It lies in acceptance. Have you ever seen a forest after a great fire? Everything seems burned away, and yet, after a time, tender shoots rise from the ashes, stronger than before. The human heart is like that. Wounds can bring us to our knees, but from them we can be reborn, if we learn to see pain not as a scar, but as a precious lesson. Remember, no road to maturity avoids loss. No happiness exists without tears. No strong heart has never once been broken. So if you are hurting, do not blame life or curse fate. Ask yourself what this pain can teach you. For one day you will look back and feel grateful for what wounded you most, because it shaped who you are today. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means learning to remember without pain. Some memories remain intact no matter how many years have passed. Some people, though no longer beside us, always reside in a small corner of the heart. Sometimes a familiar song, a passing scent, or a well-known street is enough to tighten the throat. That is why many think letting go means erasing, wiping out memories and burying the past as if it never existed. But have you noticed? The more we try to forget, the more we remember. The harder we force ourselves to erase, the clearer the images become. The truth is, letting go does not mean forgetting. It means learning to remember without hurting. Memory is not a burden, unless we make it one. A traveler walked through a forest. On his back was a very heavy bag filled with stones he had collected along the way. He did not want to discard a single one, for each stone was tied to a memory. But the farther he went, the more his legs ached, the more his shoulders burned, the more his strength waned, until at last he could go no farther. We are the same. Each memory is a stone. If we keep them all in our hearts and refuse to set them down, one day we ourselves will be crushed beneath their weight. No one forces us to forget, but if we keep clutching the past in pain, we will never be able to move forward. Think of a beautiful flower. If we pluck it and keep it forever in our hand, it will soon wither. But if we leave it where it belongs, we can admire it blooming every day. Memories are the same. Let them stay there, in a small corner of the soul. Do not deny them. Do not force yourself to forget. Learn to accept them as part of you, but no longer let them hurt you. There are things in life we must learn to release even when we do not want to. There are people we love, yet still must learn to let go. But a person leaving our life does not mean they vanish completely. The beautiful moments remain. The lessons they left remain. What matters is not erasing, but looking back with a different state of mind. In the past, thinking of someone may have brought pain, regret, resentment. But one day, when you have truly let go, you will simply smile when you think of them, like a passing breeze, gentle, no longer a wound. And then you will realize, letting go is not about losing anything. but about leaving what belongs to the past in its proper place so you can move on without carrying pain. Nothing truly disappears. It simply exists in another way. A falling leaf is not an ending. It makes room for new shoots. A passing rain does not mean the sun will never return. It teaches us to cherish sunlight when it appears. A person's departure does not mean they were never important. It means their role in our life is complete. So remember, but do not hurt. Cherish, but do not cling. When you truly learn to remember in peace, you are freed from the past. Have you ever asked what is holding you back? What is making you weary? Some days our steps feel heavy though we carry no luggage. Some nights we toss and turn though no one is keeping us awake. Is life too hard? Or is it that we ourselves have not yet let go? What burdens are we holding in our hearts? An old wound, a fractured relationship, regrets over what no longer belongs to us. We keep them as if letting go would mean losing a part of ourselves. Yet there is a truth we rarely see. Things that are old and no longer fitting only weigh us down, like a backpack full of stones. The farther we walk, the more exhausted we become. We keep hurtful words and make ourselves ache each time we remember them. We cling to someone who no longer wants to stay and then wonder why we are lonely. We grip the old and blame life for not bringing anything new. But if we keep everything, how will there be room for better things to enter? Some things slip away the tighter we hold. Imagine a handful of sand in your palm. If you loosen your hand, the sand remains. If you squeeze tight, the grains slip through your fingers. Life is the same. The harder we try to hold on, the faster we may lose love, friendship, opportunities. Clinging does not make them last. On the contrary, sometimes it is clinging itself that makes everything crack more quickly. When someone wants to leave, the more we hold, the farther they go. When a door has closed, the more we knock, the less it opens again. So instead of clinging, learn to accept. Instead of blaming, smile gently. If something truly belongs to us, it will not leave. If it does not, no amount of effort will change it. Only when we put it down can we move on. Picture yourself standing on a long road, with a wide field before you, and a heavy backpack on your shoulders. Inside are hurts, old memories, people you cannot release. You keep walking, but your legs grow weary. You want to run forward, but cannot. The burden pulls you back. At some point you collapse and realize, only by setting the backpack down can you walk on lightly. So it is with us. We cannot soar high or go far if we carry old pain. Some things must be kept, and some must be put down. Some people deserve our cherishing, and some we should simply smile at and let go. Only when the heart is light can we be free, gentle with the past, and open to the future. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means honoring what has been without letting it hurt you anymore. Learn to remember without pain, to smile even when what you wished for is gone. Ahead lie many beautiful things. New people, new chances, journeys you have yet to take. But if you keep looking back, how will you see what awaits you? So set down what is old and be light with what is past. Only when the heart is light enough can we fly far. Have you ever sat alone in a room and felt emptiness so deep it took your breath away? No laughter, no messages, no one beside you. Only you and the silence. Is that truly frightening, or is it a chance to find yourself again? Do we fear emptiness, or do we fear facing ourselves? There is a truth few dare admit. We do not truly fear being alone. We fear the emptiness when no one fills the void. We grow used to having someone to talk to each day, used to someone asking after us, used to calls, texts, and voices filling our time. Then one day it all disappears. No one waiting, no messages, no one asking what we ate, what we did, whether we are okay. We panic, not because someone is missing, but because we do not know what to do with the space left behind. We have never learned to be with ourselves, never truly listened to ourselves. We keep busy with others, with work, with trivial chatter to avoid our real feelings. But emptiness is not something to fear. Only when we face it do we truly understand who we are. Emptiness does not mean loss. It is a beginning. Everything in life needs its own space. A cup cannot be filled. If it has no empty space, a garden cannot bloom. If the soil has no room for seeds to grow, a person cannot find themselves if the mind is always full of noise and busyness. Space is not a lack, but an opportunity to put the soul in order, an opportunity to heal, an opportunity to look back at yourself and see what truly matters. If someone leaves, do not see it as a loss. See it as the space needed for someone more suitable to enter. If something ends, do not rush to regret it, for that may be the very space where something better can begin. Happiness does not depend on having someone beside you. We often mistake happiness for having someone next to us. Yet some people stay in relationships and still feel empty, and some feel lonely even in a crowd. Happiness does not come from someone at your side. It comes from within. Someone can walk with you, but they cannot live your life for you. Someone can love you, but they cannot make you happy if you have not yet learned to love yourself. If you need someone else to fill the emptiness in your heart, that is not love, it is dependence. If you feel joy only when someone is beside you, that joy is never truly yours, and it can vanish at any moment. When you can find joy within yourself, you are truly at peace, whether someone is beside you or not. Being alone does not mean being lonely. It is a chance to understand yourself better. Have you ever tried sitting by yourself and enjoying your own space? A cup of hot tea, a good book, a gentle piece of music. No need for someone to talk. No need for someone to fill the silence. Only you with yourself. In such moments, you can hear your heart most clearly. What you truly want, the dreams you forgot, the feelings you once tried to ignore. Then you realize, you are not lonely. You are simply spending time reconnecting with yourself. You are learning to love yourself without needing anyone else to validate your worth. You are enjoying the empty space, not as a loss, but as a gift. Learn to cherish space. If one day you feel empty inside, do not rush to fill it with something temporary. Do not seek someone just to forget loneliness. Do not keep busy merely to cover the hollow feeling. Accept that emptiness. Sit with yourself. Let it become the space where you heal, where you listen, where you truly understand what you want. For when you truly find yourself, you will no longer fear the empty space. You will know that happiness has never resided in anyone else. It has always been within you. Have you ever loved someone so much that you wanted to hold them forever, afraid they would leave, afraid to lose the familiar, afraid love would no longer be what it was at the beginning? And then you realized, the more tightly you hold, the more they want to go. Love is not an object to grip in your hand, nor a bird to lock in a cage. The tighter you hold, the more you lose. The gentler your hold, the longer it lasts. Love is not ownership. We often think loving means staying together forever, that a beautiful love is when that person belongs to us and we belong to them. In reality, no one belongs to anyone. People can love each other deeply and still have reasons to part. Some bonds are profound but not eternal, and that is love's most important lesson. To love does not mean to possess. The one who loves you is not a possession. They have their own world, thoughts, dreams, and path to walk. If love makes them feel bound, it is no longer love. If you truly love someone, you will want them to be happy, even if that happiness does not necessarily include you. Remember, you were not born to live someone else's life. You do not need to chase anyone or become the version society expects. You only need to be yourself, whole, in your own way. Every step on your own path, even if slow or different, is the right path if it brings you peace. Be brave enough to walk. Be brave enough to let go of what does not belong to you. When the heart is at peace, everything becomes lighter. When you know how to release, your heart is truly serene. Sometimes, to grasp something better, we must first learn to let go. Do you dare to let go to find yourself again? Thank you for taking the time to watch the video of the ancients. We hope the profound philosophies and lessons from those before us help you find peace, understanding, and clearer guidance in life. Learn to let go of others' karmic burdens. There are matters that no amount of our worrying can change. There are people for whom no amount of our compassion can bear their karmic debts for them. Each person's karma is the road they must travel, the lesson they must learn. If they have not awakened for themselves, no matter how much we speak, it will be like wind passing a cloud. No one can drink water for another and sate their thirst. A person suffering the consequences of their karma, if they refuse to change, will not be helped even by our greatest efforts. It is like pouring water over a lotus leaf. It runs off, and the suffering remains because they have not truly wished to release it. We can love them, but we cannot practice on their behalf. We can advise them, but we cannot force them to awaken. Therefore, the best we can do is to keep compassion without attachment, help with a kind heart without letting afflictions disturb our own mind. There is a story. A Zen master saw a butterfly struggling to break free of its cocoon. A compassionate disciple tore the cocoon open with his hands to help. The butterfly emerged easily, but its wings were weak and it could not fly. It only crawled along the ground and soon died. The master said, "To fly, it must break the cocoon by itself. Helping too soon is, in fact, harming it." So it is with us in this life. When we see loved ones, friends, or anyone suffering from their own karma, we want to jump in to help, to persuade, to make them change at once. But the truth is, if they do not want to free themselves, our efforts are in vain. Each must bear their own karma. No one can practice on behalf of another. No one can carry another's karma. Just like thirst. Even if we hold a cup of water in our hand and bring it to someone's lips, if they refuse to drink, their thirst will not go away. A mother once came to the Buddha, begging him to save her child. "Do you like this personality?" The Buddha asked, "Does your son truly want to change?" The mother wept. "He says he wants to, yet he still cannot give it up." The Buddha said, "If he does not truly want to change himself, no matter how much I teach, it will be like pouring water on a lotus leaf. It will not soak in." The mother left in sorrow. But later she understood. She could love her son, yet she could not practice on his behalf. If her son himself was not determined, who could help him? From then on, she let go of her anguish, no longer carrying his worries as her own. She simply lived virtuously, advising more by action than by words. Some time later, after reaching the limits of his suffering, the son truly awakened and resolved to begin anew. This is a great lesson for us. We may love someone, but we cannot live or act in their place. Another story tells of a venerable monk passing a stream and seeing a cow stuck in the mud. A farmer was trying to pull it out, but the more he pulled, the more the cow thrashed and sank. The monk asked, "Have you tried letting go?" The farmer exclaimed, "If I let go, it will die." The monk replied, "If you keep pulling in the wrong way, it will die as well. Let it have the chance to find its own way out." The farmer listened and watched. No longer forced, the cow gradually braced its legs and stood up out of the mire by itself. This is what we need to learn. Help others with a kind heart, but do not cling to the result. We can reach out a hand, but if the other person does not wish to grasp it, we cannot force them. A friend ensnared in a toxic relationship, we can urge them to leave. But if they insist on staying, we cannot decide for them. A loved one suffering over past mistakes, we can encourage them to let go. But if they refuse to forgive themselves, we cannot grant them peace. Like a butterfly breaking its cocoon, like the cow freeing itself from the mud, each person must walk their own path. Once, a disciple asked the meditation master Ajahn Chah, "Teacher, I see many people lost in anger, suffering over things not worth it. I want to help them, but they do not listen. What should I do?" Ajahn Chah smiled and said, "Have you ever crossed a river?" "Yes." "Have you seen logs drifting with the current?" "Yes." "If you see a log about to float into danger, can you swim out and pull it back?" "I can, but not always." "Exactly. Some logs must drift according to their own current. Not every log can be saved, and not everyone can change immediately." The disciple understood. We can see another's suffering without having to suffer along with them. Many of us, when we see loved ones make mistakes, hurt at once and grow distressed. But we forget that their suffering is not ours. If a friend is heartsick, we can console them. But if we drown in their sorrow too, who will be clear-eyed enough to lift them up? If a relative fails, we can support them. But if we despair with them, who will bring them hope? Thus, the wise see without suffering, love without attachment. We can plant wholesome seeds, but we cannot force a tree to grow faster than it should. We can point out the way, but we cannot walk it for another. The one who wants to awaken will open their own eyes. The one who seeks liberation will find their own road. Like a lamp, it can illuminate, but it cannot walk in anyone's stead. Our task is to keep the lamp lit, so that whoever has the affinity may see its light. Do not worry excessively about others, and do not try to fix someone's life when they are not ready. The only thing we can truly do is live virtuously, keep a peaceful heart, and let light naturally radiate. When the time comes, those who need to see will see. Those who need to hear will hear. Those who need to awaken will step out of the shadows on their own. Do not let your mind take on others' karma. Sometimes we see someone steeped in greed, anger, or delusion, and compassion surges within us. We want to warn them, to pull them from the darkness of their mistakes. But remember, some lessons can only be understood when the person is ready to receive them. We can advise and point out the path, but if they do not want to change, our intervention may only be a waste. When we see a way forward, we can offer a hand, but if they refuse to step up, we cannot carry them forever. If a person does not choose to change, 1,000 fine words are like water flowing under a bridge. We cannot save anyone by our will alone. We can only light the way so that, if conditions ripen, they will step forward of their own accord. Letting go of others' karma does not mean indifference. It is understanding the law of cause and effect. As one sows, so shall one reap. If we keep agonizing over others' mistakes and take on burdens that are not ours, we are only binding ourselves to needless pain. Karma is not something anyone can alter, no matter our pity or regret. Our hurting cannot change their karmic momentum. Our fretting cannot bear their consequences for them. Those living in greed, anger, and delusion will continue on their chosen path if they lack the conditions for awakening. If we keep afflicting ourselves over them, are we not creating karma for ourselves as well? The only thing we can do is keep our mind serene, continue living virtuously, and continue to shine like a lamp in the night. If they have the affinity, that light will guide them. If not, do not be disheartened. Like the lotus rising from the mud, we too must learn to release what does not belong to us. Not everyone can grasp the Dharma at once, nor can everyone leave wrongdoing overnight. But we can be patient, compassionate, and, most importantly, at peace within. Like a flowing river that does not hold on to silt, but gently carries it away, like the free clouds, unentangled with wind or sun. Let us learn the same. Live fully with our own soul, but do not hold others' karmic burdens in our hearts. When the mind lets go, the heart finds peace. When unentangled, life is at ease. In this life, everyone has their own road. However much we may want to help, we cannot walk it for them. Each person must learn their own lessons, for karmic burdens cannot be shared. There is a story about the Buddha. One day, he walked past a shallow stream. A man stood on the bank lamenting that the stream was too low and he could not get across. The Buddha pointed to the stones jutting above the water and said, "If you step on the stones one by one, you will reach the other shore." The man shook his head. "But what if I slip?" The Buddha smiled. "I cannot step for you, but I can show you how to go. Whether you step or not is your decision." In the same way, we can offer advice and encouragement, but no one can walk another's path. If they do not want to change, do not want to escape suffering, then however much we ache for them, we cannot do more. Some people carry heavy karma, living in pain yet unwilling to release their anger. We may love them, but we cannot bear it for them. This is the law of cause and effect. Whoever sows the seed will reap the fruit. For example, a person addicted to alcohol. We can counsel and try to stop them from drinking, but if they do not wish to change, no matter what we do, they will find a way back to the old road. When karma ripens, they must bear it themselves. No one can take it on in their stead. There is a story of a dutiful son who spent his life caring for his parents, yet they gambled and fell into debt. He worked hard to pay off what they owed, but once the debt was cleared, they continued. In the end, he realized that if they did not want to change, then no matter how he sacrificed, it was in vain. So he stopped paying for them. Though it hurt, he understood that his parents had to learn their own lesson. When we accept that each person must face the results of their own actions, we can release the suffering that does not belong to us. Letting go does not mean turning our backs. It means knowing when to stop. Like a person floundering in water, if they thrash too wildly, we cannot save them right away. We must wait until they calm down. If we jump in while they panic, they may pull us under. In life, we meet many who are drowning in suffering and mistakes. We can help and advise, but if they do not wish to change, we cannot force it. If we cling to their pain, we ourselves are drawn into the whirlpool. Thus, learning to let go is a kind of wisdom. Only when we are no longer bound by others' afflictions can we live freely and lightly. A person walking in the rain can blame the heavens and the earth, or they can open an umbrella and keep going. If we stand still and complain on their behalf, won't we get soaked as well? Remember, everyone has the right to choose their way of living. If they choose suffering, we may care, but we cannot live for them. Keep a kind heart and help within your means, but do not let your mind be swept up by pain that is not yours. When the mind is at peace, life is at peace. When we know how to release at the right time, our hearts grow light and life grows lighter. Life is a flowing river. Each person has their own journey and their own lesson. We can love and help, but no one can walk for another, just as no one can drink water for another and quench their thirst. Learning to let go does not mean indifference. It means understanding cause and effect, holding compassion without attachment, helping with a wholesome heart without letting afflictions rule our own mind. When we can release at the right time, our hearts become light and life naturally becomes serene. A human life is like a radiant flower in bloom, which must in time wither according to nature's law. The ancients said, "Life is like a flower. First it blooms, then it fades." That saying reminds us of life's impermanence. Nothing lasts forever, and what matters most is cherishing the beautiful moments. Each person is born like a shy bud, slowly rising to meet the sun and grow. Youth is the brightest season of life, when we have the strength, desire, and faith to reach for our dreams. But time never stops. However lovely a flower is, it will one day wither, just as people age and weaken with the years. However we cling, we cannot halt the natural law. Yet fading does not mean loss. It is transformation, an essential part of life. When a flower withers, it leaves seeds for the next season. Just as when a person departs, they leave their mark through good deeds, memories, lessons, and values they created. So the point is not to fear fading, but to live so that when the petals fall, a fragrance remains. Seeing life this way, we learn to treasure the present, to love more, and to live with meaning. If we know a flower will soon fade, why not savor its beauty while it blooms? If we know a human life is finite, why not devote our best days to doing good, to loving, and to sharing? Therefore, live each day to the fullest. Spread what is good, as a flower shows its colors and releases its scent, so that when time has passed, we can smile and say, "I have lived a life as radiant as a flower."